Hey guys, welcome to TMBRMAN TV. If you've never seen my videos and want to know a little backstory, I started my company in 2016. I was dumpster diving for pallets. I was posting them on Facebook Marketplace. If you want to watch a video on marketing, make sure to check out the video in the link below about how you can market your business. In this particular video, I want to share with you how you can actually scale, because when I first started, and I know many guys who are doing the same thing, they're just working with one helper. You think, I gotta be there, I gotta be on every job, I am the business. And you know what? In the beginning of the creation of your business, you are, and you have to be on all the jobs. But there comes a point in your career where you wanna grow, you wanna break out of that habit of being at every single job site. Doesn't matter if you're a carpenter like me, if you're a general contractor, if you're an HVAC guy, if you're a plumber, if you're a welder, whatever trade it is, if you've started a business, I guarantee you were at every single job doing all the work all the time. And if you want to think about your future and long term, you have to think about, how could I step back and still make money? It doesn't mean you're never going to work in the business. It just means you're going to work on it more. You're going to be able to get more money made for you and your company without having to do every single detail in it. All right, so backstory again, I started building pallets, transforming pallets into cool coffee tables, selling them online. And I started posting patio covers and decks and started hiring some help. In the beginning, I had 1 and 2 guys helping me build these decks and patios. Here's some pictures of them. But I was at every single job. If I wasn't at the job, the work wasn't gonna get done efficiently. It wasn't gonna get done correctly. And I didn't really trust that I could leave a job site and the guys that I had take care of business. Now, why is this important? It's important because in order for you to work on your business, I'll talk about this a lot, working on the business is your marketing, your branding, your longevity, your vision. And if you can't work on those things because you're always in your business, it's gonna be very hard to grow. So in the beginning for me, this was exactly what I was doing. I was at every single job. I was the brand, I was the company. And if I wasn't there, I'm not making money because things aren't getting done right. And I know that that could be the case for you. You're working at every single job and you can never take a step back because things aren't gonna get done right. And at the end of the day, what that means is you're not gonna get paid. If you don't get paid, you don't have a business. So for me, the biggest thing I had to do was the first thing I wanna share with you, which is replacing yourself. A lot of people think that when they start out, they gotta hire the cheapest guy that they can find. Who can I get just to help me, an extra helping hands? And that's fine in the beginning because again, you're at every job. But in order to replace yourself, you have to pay someone more money than you'd pay that replacing hand, pay that helping guy that doesn't really have any experience. He's green, he's just there to hand you tools and maybe learn from you, which is fine. But you can never replace yourself unless you fork up some more cash and actually pay someone what they're worth. To add on to that, no guy with skill is gonna stay with you if you're paying him a terrible wage. You need to be able to pay him what he's worth and give him some excitement of staying with you and your company because he feels valued. He feels like he wants to be there and do a great job. So yes, it's gonna cost you more money to replace yourself, but by replacing yourself, it's gonna allow you to step back and spend more time on your business, on marketing, on creating longevity, on building your brand, and not being at every single job site having to do all of the work. So right now, for example, I've replaced myself, and let me expand on this a little bit. Replacing yourself doesn't mean 100% of you is gonna be cloned in another person. If you can get 70% of your productivity, your skill set, your know-how replaced, you've won, and you found someone that is gonna be trusted, someone that you can leave on a job site. So keep that number in mind, 70% of yourself. Can you clone that number, 70%, and pay that person what they're worth, which is gonna be a higher wage than just a general laborer. So I've done this in my company. I have someone that I pay a great wage. He replaces 70% of what my capacity is. However, the greatest thing is I can walk away from a job site and I can trust that this individual is going to be able to lead this job site and get the work done that needs to be done the right way so that everyone gets paid at the end of the job. Let's review. In the beginning, you're going to be working in the business 100% of the time and probably just with a helper that you're paying a minimum wage. The first step to growing and scaling is replacing yourself to a 70% capacity of what you can do, someone that you can trust can get the job done correctly and efficiently to get paid. Now, the second thing to do after you've replaced yourself is now replicate. So think of these two words, replace and replicate. So I've replaced myself with someone I can trust. And guess what? In my company, that person has a helper. So I have someone that has replaced myself. That person has a helper that those two together can run an entire job site without me being there and get the job done right. Now to really scale, you need to replicate that with another person who's 70% of me that can then run another job site. So you can see where I'm going with this. Now I can have two crews at two different jobs. I'm not there, but the company is still making money. This is where companies can really scale, and you can step back more into a management role and overseeing the branding, the marketing, the longevity of your business, and ultimately the vision, and not be so busy that you can't think about any of that stuff. I often talk about busyness doesn't lead to productivity. I've been busy for many years and not made any more money. And I know maybe you've worked 40, 50, 60, 80-hour weeks where you feel like, man, I'm so busy, I must be crushing it, but you're not growing. You're making the same pay, maybe you're not saving, you're just living, but you don't have the vision to grow and scale your business. So let's review these two things. Replace yourself, someone 70% of your capacity, replicate that process to where now these two individuals have a helper underneath them, and now you're making multiple revenue streams on different job sites that are bringing you more income without you even being there. Now that doesn't mean that I step away from the company completely and that I don't use my hands. I still build all the time. I'm still visiting the job sites. I'm still putting my time in actually cutting wood, installing, doing carpentry. But it allows me more freedom and more time to work on my marketing, to work on my branding, to have a vision and a game plan of where this company is going. And that's gonna be beneficial to the employees. The employees want to know that they're with a company and working for someone who has a vision, who is taking them somewhere. They don't want to work for someone that's always on the job, grinding with them and thinking, man, I hope that we have a job. I hope that after we're done with this one, we have months of work, because that's what can happen. The more you're working in the business and not on it, you're not going to be able to grow, and you might sacrifice your longevity, which can turn to destruction in your company. Hey, I hope this video has given you a ton of value. Make sure to replace and replicate. This is the key to growing and scaling your company. Don't be that guy that's always working by himself with a helper for years to come with no exit strategy, with no plan, and working yourself into a position where you're burnt out. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, smash that like button. Let me know in the comments if this has been helpful. We'll see you next time on TMBRMAN TV.